everyone here tonight, and thank you for coming to the Eagle 542 Eagle Court of Honor for Skylar Shaw and James McCovics. It's a pleasure to be presenting this award to these young men tonight. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Pastor John Shepherd from Cheltenham Church of Hope for the invocation.
Good evening. My name is John Shepherd. I'm Skylar's youth pastor for the past 7 years. It's not an honor for you guys to celebrate James and Skylar. She's still pregnant. Lord, you said in your word that we are to give honor to whom honor is due. And so tonight we're here to honor James and to honor Skylar and the work that they put in to achieving the level of Eagle Scout. And Lord, beyond that, we know that the real honor is due to you. Father, you are the creator and giver of life, and so we honor you for that tonight. Jesus, you are the one who brings life by your death and sacrifice for us and our sins on the cross. You have given us life with yourself, and so you deserve honor for that. In Spirit, you deserve honor tonight because you are the one who convicts us of sin and brings us and opens our eyes to life with you. And so, Lord, tonight as we honor James and as we honor Skylar and all the work that they put in, we also want to pause and just recognize that every good and perfect gift we have, including these two young men and all the work that they put in, comes from you, the giver of all good gifts. So we just pause and say thank you as we honor these two young men tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Now I'd like to introduce our senior patrol leader, Sam Harris, who will lead us in the pledge to the flag, the statement of the Scout Oath, and the statement of the Scout Law.
Everyone please rise and face the flag. Scout salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now I'm going to ask all Scouts and Scouters to join me in the Scout Oath. Scouts up. Scouts side. All in honor.
I will do my best to do my duty to guide my country, to obey the Scout law, help other people of all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, thoughtful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Thank you, Sam. At this point, I'd like to invite, I'm supposed to introduce guests, but I don't actually have any guests to introduce right now, so I'm going to invite Eric Bonfonte, our district commissioner, to come and talk a little bit about what the Eagle Award is.
Good evening, my name is Eric Bonfonte. I'm the Bay Powell District Commissioner and Crayola Council. Since the incorporation of the Boy Scouts of America by Congress on February 10, 1910, there has been about 2.5 million scouts. That is only 4% of the registered scouters. So James, Skylar, you are part of a very selected group of youth. Obtaining the rank of Eagle Scout is not a simple task. If it was, that 4% would be 100%. On the average, it takes about 2.5 years to complete all the requirements. Later in the program, you will hear the requirements the Eagle Scout has to complete for each of the 7 ranks. Over the course of the history, we've had a couple famous Eagle Scouts. Joe Ford, the 38th President of the United States, and he was the only president to be an Eagle Scout. Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon. Steven Spielberg, movie producer from Scotland, Arizona, made a movie of his troop while getting the photography merit badge. So the merit badge program can lead to a career. He helped to design requirements for the cinematography merit badge. And yes, who knows, maybe 20 years or so, someone will be at this podium mentioning James and Skylar as famous Americans. Let us talk about famous non-scouts, Eagle Scouts. Life Scout Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. He was afraid of snakes, but he was the merit badge counselor for the reptile merit badge. Go figure. Another famous Life Scout, Gary Bonfonte. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm only famous in my mind. The one regret that I had is not making Eagle Scout. I only made it to life. I was 5 merit badges short and had to do my service project. The troop started to disband due to lack of adult leadership, and I never sought to move to another troop in the area to complete my Eagle rank. It's the little simple things which separate the Eagle Scout from the non-Eagle Scouts. This September will be my 40th year as a volunteer. Maybe if I'd known that, I would have pushed myself a little harder. Later in the program, John Schultz will give the Eagle Scout Challenge to the 2 new Eagle Scouts. I want to do something a little different. I want to give a non-Eagle Scout challenge. Yes, to you Scouts trying to achieve that rank. You must push yourself. Not your parents or your grandparents doing the pushing, but you pushing you. Because in 40 years, you may have the same regrets that I have. Stick with it. In closing, congratulations to Eagle Scout James and Skylar. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. And now, to introduce our 2 new Eagle Scouts, Scoutmaster John Schultz.
Thank you, Jay. We first ask Eagle Scout Christopher Connor, please escort James McCoy to the platform. James joined Troop 542 in March of 2011. Came from Cub Scout Pack 410, one of our local packs in the area. Over his time here, he's earned a total of 31 merit badges, some of which include oceanography, kayaking, weather, and also earned the Nova Start Your Engines Award as well. Some of his leadership positions in the troop included assistant patrol leader, moving up to a patrol leader, and then also being one of our troop quartermasters for many years in a leadership role there. He's attended the Florida Sea Base in 2015 down in the Florida Keys, and has went to Recife with us 5 times in a row. One of his most favorable or favorite memories in the Boy Scouts so far has been his time at Sea Base. And from what he told me, his captain was just really awesome and he enjoyed his time hanging out with friends on the boat down there. His leadership project was at Hatboro YMCA, and it included repairing and building picnic tables for youth for their summer camp, and also clearing and mulching a nature trail that the kids use over the summer. James attended fishing camp there when he was younger, and so it had a special place in his heart at that camp. He currently attends Hatboro Horsham High School, where he's in 12th grade, graduating very soon, and in the fall he'll be attending Penn State and studying computer science. Some of his interests outside of scouting include robotics, where he's not only on the school team, but he also mentors Keith Valley's LEGO robotics team as well. He's on the high school ski team, enjoys computer programming in his free time, and also fantasy football as well. One of his goals that he told me recently was to set up a good savings plan for his college education, which hopefully he's starting to work on at this time. One of his most proud moments in terms of getting here through his scouting career was actually when he was patrol leader during a movie-making competition and came in fairly well in that competition, and also earned first place in gourmet cooking as well. So, would you all please join me in welcoming James McCoy. troop in March of 2012. Over his time here, he's earned a total of 27 merit badges, some of which include chess, welding, inventing, and programming. He has a very strong attendance at his meetings with nearly 100% over the past couple of years. And some leadership roles that he's held within the troop have been assistant scribe, the chaplain aide, historian, and most recently our webmaster as well, helping out with the website. He attended the first time at the Summit Bechtel Reserve in West Virginia in 2013 when they were first opening, and has come to Escoh Falls with us 5 times in a row. One of his favorite memories in scouting was finishing his Eagle project, specifically because it was for an organization that meant a whole lot to him. With that, his leadership project included installing a gravel walkway at Cheltenham Church of Hope's storage container in order to give them improved access, especially during poor weather when there was just a muddy path there before. Skylar attends the church, and so he wanted to give back to an organization that has given him so much in his life. Skylar currently attends Upper Dublin High School. He's in 11th grade. Some interests outside scouting include computers and programming, playing guitar, and tennis as well. One of his goals in the near future is to get into a good college and possibly even join up with the ROTC program within that college. He is most proud of finishing his Eagle Leadership Project, and I'm happy to say also that he was our first troop webmaster and was very influential in our most recent design and implementation of our new site. So please help me in welcoming Skylar Shaw.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our advancement chairman, Arlen Hotchkiss, who's going to, with the help of a lot of our scouts, is going to explain what it takes to become an Eagle Scout.
Thank you, Jay, and good evening. Today we recognize 2 outstanding young men who have attained the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest achievement in the Boy Scouts of America. In order to reach this rank of Eagle, they first successfully fulfilled the requirement for 6 other ranks. We asked members of Troop 542, representing each rank, to describe these requirements. First, representing the rank of Scout, is Emerson Ways.
To become a Boy Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by understanding and agreeing to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Show my intention to participate in Scouting by joining the troop. Learn some Scout skills including repeating the Pledge of Allegiance, demonstrating the Scout sign, salute and hand clasp, tying a square knot, and describing the elements of the Scout badge, and completing some exercises with my parents on prevention of child abuse.
Thank you, Emerson. Excellent job. The next Scout is Kyle Sergio, who is currently 2nd class, but he will tell you about the tenderfoot rank.
To become a tenderfoot Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by memorizing and move and beginning to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Learn about my patrol and become active. Participating in Scouting by learning about my patrol, attending meetings, and attending Group 1 Kids where I slept at a tent at Pitch. And I helped cook one of my patrol meals. Learn some basic Scout skills related to outdoor safety, camping, cooking, knot tying, hiking, display the flag, physical fitness, basic first aid, and use the edge method to teach a Scout.
Thank you, Kyle. Well done. Our next Scout is Curtis Gibson, who is already 1st class, but he will tell you about the rank of 2nd class.
To become a 2nd class Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by continuing to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Participate in Scouting by attending meetings in a total of 5 activities and joining. Learn some additional Scout skills related to care of outdoors, camping, cooking, map and compass, use of knife, axe, and saw, fire building, hiking, participating in a flag ceremony, wild and wide identification, basic swimming and swimming safety, intermediate first aid, participating in a school community program related to substance abuse, earn some money and save a portion, show community service by participating in a service project for at least 1 hour.
Thank you, Curtis. Great job. The next scout is Sam Wine, who is currently a Star Scout, but he will tell you about the first class rank.
To become a first class, I had to show Scout spirit by continuing to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code, and inviting someone to join our troop. Participate in Scouting by attending meetings in a total of 10 activities since joining and demonstrating lead to trace principles. Learn even more Scout skills related to finding directions without a compass, orienteering, nutrition, food storage, food handling, and cooking. Serving as my patrol's cook for an entire weekend. Learning the duties of a citizen from a public official. Wild plant identification, making a project using ropes and lashings, swimming and water safety, advanced first aid. Learn about internet safety and cyberbullying.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sam. Up till this point, the Scouts are learning basic skills such as first aid, cooking, tying knots, and handling camping gear. With the Star rank, the focus shifts more to leadership skills and more advanced skills. Our Star representative is Jeremy Zajac.
To become a Star Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by continuing to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Participate in Scouting by being active in my troop and my patrol for 4 months while first class Scout. Learning advanced skills by earning a total of 6 merit badges, including 4 from the list of Eagle required. Our typical 6 merit badges for a Star Scout would be swimming, citizenship in the community, life-saving, family life, basket retreat, and other. Show community service by participating in the service project for at least 6 hours while a first class Scout. And demonstrate leadership by serving in the troop for 4 months in an improved leadership position, such as assistant patrol leader, librarian, historian, or head chief.
Thank you, Jeremy. Nicely done. Our next rank is that of life. This is the last step before Eagle Scout, and the requirements are even more difficult. Jason Sergio will detail for you what it takes to reach this rank.
To become a Life Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by continuing to live by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Participate in Scouting by being active in the troop and my patrol for 6 months while a Star Scout. Learn advanced skills by earning an additional 5 merit badges, including 3 more from the list required for Eagle, so I had a total of 11 in all. A typical 5 merit badges for someone progressing to life to earn might be camping, first aid, citizenship in the nation, computers, and golf. Use the EDGE method to teach a younger Scout several of his requirements. Show community service by participating in another service project for at least 6 hours while a Star Scout. Demonstrate leadership by serving in the troop for 6 months in an approved leadership position, such as Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, Scribe, Quartermaster, or Patrol Leader.
Excellent. Thank you, Jason. Our Eagle Scout representative is Chris Conley. Chris earned the Eagle rank in 2016.
To become an Eagle Scout, I had to show Scout spirit by continuing living by the Scout oath, law, motto, and outdoor code. Participate in Scouting by being active in the troop and my patrol for 6 months while Life Scout. Learn advanced skills by earning an additional 10 merit badges, including the 6 remaining for the Eagle required. So I had a total of 21 in all. A typical 10 merit badges for someone completing his Eagle might be citizenship in the world, communications, cooking, environmental science, personal fitness, personal management, small boat sailing, engineering, model design and building, and atomic energy. Provide a service to the community by planning, developing, and giving leadership to others by serving a project helpful to a religious institution, a school, or a community. Other Scouts from the troop provide a source of helpers for the project, which typically takes about 200 hours of work. Demonstrate leadership by serving the troop for 6 months, an improved leadership position such as Assistant Patrol Leader, Scribe, Quartermaster, or Patrol Leader.
Thanks, Chris. Again, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, before
before you stands the Trail to Eagle, as represented by Troop 542 Scouts. Standing behind them are two young men through hard work and perseverance are being honored today as having reached that goal. I would like to offer my personal congratulations to both James and Skylar. At this time, you are now welcome to come forward and take photographs.
And you guys move a little closer to each other to facilitate that, please. James and Scott move together.
Okay, I'm going to dismiss the 6 Scouts representing the ranks and just James and Scott please stay. And again, take photographs and retrieve the photos. Thank you.
Okay, James and Skylar, you can return to sit with your families. And I'd like to invite all the others seated on the platform to find a seat in the auditorium for the video that we're about to show.
When I was living home, just
James bridged to our troop from PAC 410 in March 2011, was invested at our dinner, and joined the first-year Raven Patrol. His first outing with us was a camp out at Carvin State Park, where he worked on his totem chip and took part in our gourmet cooking competition.
it was made from the friends of 411 East of the whole
That spring, he also took Leave No Trace training and went on our father and son canoe trip. He completed his Boy Scout rank in June.
After supper, we'd sit around a fire, the old folks would spit and shoot. All the talk about farming, the more and the friends and another or two. And I could sit, listen, watch the fire till the cobwebs filled the hand.
James went with us for a fun week at summer camp at Escoh Falls in August. Then in the fall, he attended our district camporee at Camp Hart.
Friends of 411 East of the whole old get home, their kids, 4 dogs, and maybe we stole from the shed. Didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's bed. Yeah. Well, I love the ball and I love the ball. I love Granny and Grandpa too. I've been fishing with my uncle, I wrestled with my cousin.
The new year began with a gold rush. That was followed by a cabin camp out at Camp Ware in February and our March troop trip to Rolling.
It was 19 high, 6 feet wide, soft as an Allen chip. It was made from the friends of 411 East to the home for the ball for a tip. Get home, their kids, 4 dogs, and maybe we stole from the shed. Didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma.
Skylar bridged from PAC 410 in March 2012, joined the newly formed first-year Pine Tree Patrol, and was invested at our dinner, where James received both his tenderfoot and first-class ranks. Both boys joined us on our camp out at Susquehannock State Park in April that featured gourmet cooking. James went on his first backpacking trip. Skylar helped man our monkey bridge at Simmons School, and James took part in an eagle ceremony. At our closing campfire, Skylar received his Boy Scout rank, and James became first class and assistant patrol leader for the Cobras. Both boys went on our June raft trip, and James went to summer camp at Escoh Falls with us again.
Tree to tree, the hole in the body, the bug down in the valley, oh, 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 the raccoon-bug, the bug down in the valley, oh, bear-bug, the raccoon-bug.
In the fall, James went backpacking again.
On the ranch there was a little rare, little raccoon, live on the branch and the tree, the hole in the bug.
You'll see Skylar at our district camporee, which had a survival theme. Both boys took part in our construction event to gather food for the needy, and James went on our cabin camp out of Hinton, where we held a movie-making competition, and on our trip to Philadelphia. At the holiday party, Skylar received his tenderfoot rank. Another gold rush got us going in 2013. Look for Skylar in the red jacket with the pine trees, and James in the blue jacket. Also see James on a cabin trip at Horseshoe. At our March dinner, Skylar received his second class rank. Our April camp out at French Creek featured a trip to Hopewell Furnace, some work on knots and lashings, and another gourmet cooking competition. At the end of the spring, Skylar became first class and an assistant scribe, and James became his patrol's quartermaster. Skylar enjoyed his first summer camp experience at Resica Falls in August. The busy fall season started with backpacking, then a camp out at Elk Neck with a hike to a lighthouse and Troop Olympics, and a cabin camp at Hawk Mountain featuring movie making. James received his star rank at the holiday party. The 2014 Gold Rush was followed by a ski trip and a cabin camp out at Horseshoe that featured a troop carnival. Our troop trip was to Gettysburg and the Strasburg Railroad. A full spring started with an April camp out at one of our favorite places, Harvin State Park. Then in May we went to French Creek, and in June on our raft trip. Closing campfire, Skylar received his star rank, and James became patrol leader of the Cobras. Skylar took part in a high-venture trip to the summit in July. Among the activities were shooting sports and whitewater rafting. Both Skylar and James were able to join us for summer camp at Resica in August.
Take me home.
see a number of fall activities, starting with the September backpacking trip. James helped out with our monkey bridge. We'll see Skylar doing activities at the October Camporee, both boys helping with construction, a movie-making competition at Camp Mac in November, and an overnight on the battleship in December.
So fair with a comb and a glass in our hand, and the ocean waves do roll, and the starry winds do blow, and we poor sailors skipping at the top, when the landlords lie down below, 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 when the landlords lie down below. Then spoke the captain of our gallant ship, and the wine-smoking man was
James received his life rank at the December party.
we shall sink to the bottom of the sea, and the ocean waves do roll, and the starry winds do blow, and we poor sailors are swimming
Another year, another gold rush. Next came the coldest camp out ever, cabin camping at Rodney, where the boys were freezing as they cooked meals outdoors. It was cold for our trip to Washington in March, too, but at least we were indoors for a lot of it.
and the starry winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlords lie down below, 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 while the landlords lie down below.
At the March dinner, Skylar received his life badge. We had 2 more campouts, a work day and a canoe trip in the spring. The first campout was to Bass River, where we had an orienteering meet. The second was at Hickory Run, where we did gourmet cooking again. And the canoe trip was on the Delaware. At the end of the spring, James became troop quartermaster and Skylar chaplain aide.
Landlords lie down below, 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 while the landlords lie down below. 3 times around spun our gallant ship, and 3 times around spun she, and 3 times around spun our gallant ship.
James went on a high-adventure trip to the Florida Sea Base in July, with a stop in Key West and 5 days sailing a 40-foot boat. Then both boys joined us for summer camp at Resica Falls.
And we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlords lie down below, 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 while the landlords lie down below.
Both boys went backpacking in September. James took the Introduction to Leadership Skills course in October. Skylar ran in our trail run, and both boys did movie making on our cabin camp out in November. We finished out the year with the district first aid meet in December. After this, I did arrive. It's not a gold rush. We had an extreme board games competition on a cabin trip at Camp Ware, where James also worked on his cooking murder badge. Then our troop trip took us to New England, where we visited Mystic Seaport and Plymouth Plantation. James took part in the important paper skit at our dinner, and then our April campout took us to Hawk Mountain, where we had a catapult building competition. Skylar's patrol wasn't the winner. Our May campout at Lackawanna State and in June we had a raft trip on the Lehigh. Both Skylar and James were able to join us for summer camp at Escoh in August. Fall activities included construction and a day trip to Pennsbury Manor. Our winter 2017 camp out was at Camp Horseshoe. Then our troop trip was to the Shenandoah Valley, where we visited Luray Cabins, hiked on the Appalachian Trail, and visited Harper's Ferry. Spring brought our Olympia Scout camp out and a canoe trip on the Delaware. Our video concludes with pictures from summer camp in August, backpacking in September, construction and merit badge work in October, and our movie making camp out at Broad Creek in November. James and Skylar have had a terrific set of experiences in scouting. They've learned many skills, become leaders, made many friends, and they've had a great time. Most importantly, they've learned the values of scouting, a scout's duty to God, to others, and to himself. It's our sincere hope that the friendships they've made and the skills and values they've learned will stay with them for the rest of their lives. So we saw the young men explain what all these two boys had to do to become Eagle Scouts. And we've seen the video of all the things that they did as scouts in our troop. But what we're interested in is learning a little bit about that character from someone who knows them outside of scouting. And so to speak for James McCovics, we have Walter Radnowski, his neighbor.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Walter Radnowski. I'm a Sergeant First Class, retired United States Army. I live next door to James for the past 18 years. I watched him grow up. So let me begin here. Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me congratulate both James McCovics and Scarlett Shaw on becoming Eagle Scouts. James, today we mark an important milestone in your journey through life. And I'm sure it's just one of many more accomplishments that you'll have in your life. We are gathered here today with your family, friends, scoutmasters, scout leaders, and members of Troop 542 to celebrate the highest award bestowed on a Boy Scout, the honor of becoming an Eagle Scout. As many of you already know, less than 4% of Scouts ever reach this goal. And so with that, let me be the first one to offer you my congratulations. The road to becoming an Eagle Scout is long, it's hard. It all started on the first day that your parents enrolled you in the Cub Scouts. You were just in the second grade when they made a commitment to you. A commitment to see you in an environment where you could succeed, to grow, learn, and become a good citizen of this great nation. Today, you fulfill that commitment to them, But more importantly, you fulfill that to yourself, to God, and to your country. As I watched you grow up through the years, I can see you are no longer the small little boy that I saw that came into this world 18 years ago. You become a man who helps his family around the house, carrying the groceries in for your mother, helping in the yard work, cutting the grass in your father's yard. And your kindness and willingness to help others doesn't end there. There's a great sense of pride when I can see you clearing the snow from the driveways of all the residents in our neighborhood. And it doesn't stop there. On a Sunday afternoon in Beach Haven, New Jersey, James Shaw, let me say that again. On a September afternoon in Beach Haven, New Jersey, James showed bravery and courage that not many people possess when, without hesitation, he jumped into a pool to rescue a drowning boy. Scouting builds character in our future leaders by teaching our youth how to give back to the community. When other boys are out playing and having fun during the summer, you are sweating in the sun, restoring the nature trails, as well as repainting, repairing the picnic tables and benches at the Hackney YMCA. I've always enjoyed hearing stories you and your father that would tell about your adventures, the camping, the hiking, the canoeing, the fishing, the age-old tale of the fish that got away. And also about the bonding between father and son that comes when sitting around an open campfire. And then, of course, the adventures at the Florida Sea Base, where you learn how to sail, where you learn what life is like to be on board an ocean-going schooner. But the most important thing that scouting teaches is leadership, the ability to pass down to younger scouts the valuable lessons that you learned, so that they gain from your experience. And it is my belief that James exhibits those qualities. There is just one other thing you need to know about James, his love for computer science. James helped write the code for the Hackney High School Robotics team. And on April 24th, he is off to the Robotic World Championships in Detroit. This past summer, James also spent his time working at the high school as an information technology assistant. In the fall, James will start a new and exciting career. James will be attending college at Penn State University, where he will be majoring in computer science. So let's wish him well in his new endeavors, and we look forward to seeing what you will accomplish in the coming years. Congratulations, James.
Thank you, Walter. And now, to speak for Skylar, we have his aunt, Lena Gail Shaw.
I'd like to say hello to all the parents, grandparents, and friends of Skylar and James. And my name is Lita Gail Shaw, but to Skylar, I've always been known as just Aunt Gail. It's quite an honor for me to be asked to speak at your honor ceremony tonight. It's been such a blessing to have been your aunt for the past 17 years. And this is a special day, not only for you, but also for your entire family, myself included, and I'm thrilled to be sharing it with all of you and with James's friends and parents as well. The Boy Scout motto may be prepared, but there are two things in life for which we are never truly prepared: twins. I can still remember when your parents brought you and your sister, Savannah, home from the hospital. And I can tell you for a fact, none of us were prepared for that. Skylar, you've always seemed to be somewhat of an enigma. By definition, you are a twin, one of a pair, born at the same birth. However, you are also one of a kind. While you were usually the quiet twin, you were always the thinker with your own ideas, your dreams, and your own goals. Your inner compass has been directed by your unrelenting curiosity and your intelligent nature. Becoming an Eagle Scout is the compass that will now help you to set and guide your actions in every encounter and every situation. As you stand poised at the beginning of a path that may be challenging, you are well equipped to navigate your own way. The meaning of the name Schuyler can be translated from the Dutch origin meaning scholar or learned one, and you exemplify this meaning in the way you have applied yourself by excelling in your schoolwork and achieving all 21 merit badges for your Eagle Scout. I will never forget our early morning walks on the beach in Strathmere. You were the only one who would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and accompany me on those pre-dawn barefoot explorations. You were always a willing and wonderful companion. Remember the trip we took together, just the two of us, to the Muir Museum in Philadelphia? While some people might find an antique collection of medical oddities quite repulsive, you expressed a natural curiosity and fascination. Family has always been an important motivating factor in your life. It is the source of your loyal, respectful, obedient, and helpful character. Your friends and I can attest to the fact that your awareness of the needs of others has always taken precedent to those of your own. Your willingness to help and your cheerful nature have been tested many times recently. You cheerfully donate your free time to be on-call tech support for myself and your Uncle Terry as we struggle with the trials and tribulations of being senior citizens in the age of modern technology. You have always been helpful and courteous even when I know we are frustrating you to death. Your church and your belief in God have also had an important influence and impact in your life. You have told me that you base most of your decision-making on these beliefs, and you have developed a strong moral code of conduct that you apply when making difficult decisions. You have been very active in the youth group at church, and you have participated in many of the activities. You attend church and participate in the Sunday school program regularly with your family. I will close by saying that I will always be very proud of you, Schuyler. You have lived up to your nickname by reaching for the sky and achieving the highest ranking of Boy Scouts of America program. As it's been said before, only 4% of Boy Scouts are awarded this prestigious rank. And today, you have finally reached your goal. Let this be the first of many more achievements to come in your life. A well-known Eagle Scout named Steven Spielberg once said, "I think in chapters." This may be the end of your scouting journey, but it is just the beginning of another chapter in your life. You may forever be a twin, but you will always be truly one of a kind.
Tonight we have some special awards that are not on the program, and at this time I'd like to introduce State Representatives Todd Stevens and Thomasburg.
Good evening, everybody. My friend and my colleague, Todd Stevens, said I should do it first since I'm older. We have a couple of citations, one for Schuyler and one for James, and before we present the citations, we just want to offer our sincerest congratulations. We know that a scout that has reached this pinnacle of their scouting career is the result of not just good parenting, but also good scout leaders, loyal fellow scouts, strong families, and everyone that has been able to support the scout along the way. And I always think think when I hear the Scout Oath and the Scout Law that how important those attributes and how important those traits are in our country today, probably more than ever before. And I also think sometimes about how those attributes of being thrifty and brave and courteous and kind are sometimes in short supply, but not in the scouting program, because the young men that participate in the scouting program, not just, they don't just state this oath in the law, they live it. And it's not seasonal, like a sporting program or anything like that. It's a year-round commitment, not just on the part of the scout, but on the part of the scout's family and the fellow scouts and so forth. And I said fellow scouts because I know that Skylar and James couldn't possibly have completed their Eagle Scout projects without the loyal and the generous participation of their fellow scouts that supported them during that time. And so I just want to I'll just read part of the citation. But before I do that, I want to mention that these citations are significant because they were actually voted on and passed the House of Representatives unanimously, and not too many things passed unanimously. All the disagreement in Harrisburg, but to Skylar and James, your citation has passed unanimously. I have Skylar's citation, and Representative Stevens has one for James. Whereas the House of Representatives takes great pride in recognizing Skylar Shaw, who has displayed steadfast commitment to the ideals and time-honored traditions of the Boy Scouts of America by attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, an accomplishment of the highest magnitude. And through initiative and by his personal example, Skylar is a living testament to the virtues of duty and citizenship that he has so genuinely and readily displayed. Now therefore, the House of Representatives applauds Skylar Shaw upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout. Skylar, congratulations and God bless you. Please come forward.
Well, it's always an honor and pleasure to be back here at this troop. Wrapping up a rather profound weekend. I started my weekend Friday evening with Pack 410 and my 6-year-old camping up at Camp Garrison, where, and I won't lie to you, but there was no heat and pretty chilly. And by the end of the night, I was sharing a sleeping bag with a 6-year-old, which didn't leave me a lot of room to move, given my height. But nonetheless, we had a great time. And, you know, from there, Saturday morning we went to Little League and then to flag football, and now I'm here. And you know, one of the things that I'm just so honored to represent our community up in Harrisburg, and I think often about what makes our community so special. And when you think about all the time and dedication, all the people who give back to the community, and you look at it, you know, Friday night with the Cub Scouts, again, an all-volunteer organization, the Little League, an all-volunteer organization, flag football, an all-volunteer organization. I'm here tonight, and I know the leaders here are in it for the money, right? Again, an all-volunteer organization, and you know, it really is what makes our community such a terrific one. The fact that so many people are willing to give back and to help these young boys become terrific and outstanding young men, and that doesn't happen by accident. Both through parenting and frankly through the leaders here at the troop and all the other great service organizations in our community, we are the beneficiary of all that. And one of the great things about Boy Scouts, and in particular about young men who are Eagle Scouts, is they've demonstrated not only are they willing to serve others and volunteer their time, as you've seen through their Eagle Scout projects and some of the other things they've done here in scouting, mentoring middle schoolers at the robotics class and things along those lines. But you know, they've now achieved this tremendous award, and it's an award that so few achieve. One that I failed to achieve when I was a scout, and I do regret that to this day. But you know, it's just it's really a great opportunity to watch someone turn the page from being the beneficiary of all that service the leaders and parents have bestowed upon them, and now taking it upon themselves to serve others in our community. So, James, my heartfelt congratulations to you on this outstanding achievement. and to your parents as well, and certainly to the other leaders and other scouts. I know it doesn't happen on your own, much like Representative Murr mentioned in Harrisburg. We are each one out of 203 representatives. So it's funny, we'll run into constituents who are upset because, we can't get something done for them. It's very unique for them. And I said, look, I'm just one out of 203. I can't do anything without 101 other friends to vote with me to get something done. And scouting is much the same way. You couldn't achieve these Eagle Awards, and I see both of you nodding your heads, without your fellow scouts, your parents, and your leaders. So I won't read the entire citation, but I do just want to read a portion of it that is unique for James. Whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest management rank that can be reached by a Boy Scout, in achieving this praiseworthy distinction, James completed all portion of the Eagle Award program, which helped a Scout to develop in years of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. To fulfill the community service requirement, James made improvements to the grounds at Hackler YMCA. This included clearing, mulching, and creating a natural border along a nature trail, building 2 picnic tables, repairing 6 existing tables, and applying a protective weather coating to all the tables. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania applauds James upon earning the rank of Eagle Scout, and affirmatively states that he truly exemplifies the admirable spirit and essence of the Boy Scouts of America, and extends best wishes for continued leadership and service to others. James, I'm certain you will not let us down on either of those counts. Best of luck to you in your future, and I look forward to hearing about all the great things that you do. I'd love to have you up here so I can present this to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's have one with all 4 of you. Now come up here and join Mr. Murray. Now we get come to the portion of the program that I know everybody is waiting for, and that's the presentation of the awards. So at this time, I guess I'll reintroduce John Schultz and ask him to take care of the presentation. Okay. James, would you please escort your parents to the platform? And Skylar, would you please escort your parents to the platform?
Well, it is certainly my extreme honor to be able to actually present this to James, and just a moment to Skylar as well. He has spent a lot of time working on this, and so I'm actually going to pass this on to your mom. Go ahead and pin it on. And as has been mentioned multiple times already, but in recognition of all the things that parents do to help Eagle Scouts make their way, we have a pin here for your mother. And also as well. And same thing, we also have a pin for your dad as well. achieved rank of Eagle Scout, and actually what's listed on here is your district board review, which was October 25th, 2017. And Skylar, for no other reason than to keep things in alphabetical order, we're going to make sure that we hand you your Eagle pin next. I'm going to pass that to you, Ron. In recognition of all that your mother does, we have a pin here. There. And it goes above. And for your dad, we have a pin here. Okay. And finally, from the troop committee, we have this trophy. This Eagle Trophy here that reads Skylar S. Shaw, Troop 542, achieved rank of Eagle Scout, January 25th, 2018. Congratulations.
One other recognition that we'd like to provide at each of these ceremonies is the recognition that a scout, as Todd Stevens said earlier, a scout can't do this all by himself. And so we ask each of the boys to identify someone that they think especially helped to mentor them along the way to Eagle Scout. And they'll be able to present a mentor pin to whoever that is. So James, you're going to go first, and can you tell us who you've decided to select as your mentor?
Okay, I have decided to select my father as my mentor. He's done an excellent service helping me achieve the rank of Eagle Scout. Thank you.
I would like to select my father as well, because he has been such a great father and an even better friend.
Okay, James, would you please escort your parents back to their seats? When you guys come back up, we're not done. Okay, we have on the program something called Troop Traditions, and if you look on your left over there, you'll see two big black plaques that have the names of all the Eagle Scouts from Troop 542 that goes back to the 1960s. There are a few blank spaces left, okay, and some of them are ready to be unveiled. Two of them for James and Skylar are ready to be unveiled. And then this board to the right of that has all the scouts in the troop, a little block of wood for each scout in the troop hanging under their current rank. You can see we have a lot of life scouts. So James, I'm going to ask you to go first and go unveil your name from the plaque on the left, and then come over and move your name over from white to eagle. Very carefully, I'm going to advise. It's a little precarious. now Skylar, would you go and do the same thing, please? And then you guys can, when you're done that, take a seat up here on the platform. Being an Eagle Scout is an honor, but with it comes a responsibility. And to issue a challenge to these two young men who have just completed this training, down Mr. John Schultz.
Well, it's understandable that they went and tried to sit down rather than come up here and have to say a few words. I was actually just mentioned to Mr. B out in the lobby there that when I got to speak for an Eagle Scout ceremony, this is one of the few times in front of a group I'm actually a little bit nervous. And I have to say, I speak in front of thousands of people in some cases between training programs and all sorts of other things. And I think the reason why is because I understand the gravity of what the commitment is that you guys are making today. And I have to say, as Scoutmaster, I'm extremely proud to congratulate our two newest Eagle Scouts here, James and Skylar. And this ceremony tonight, it's the beginning of a new commitment. Both of these young men, they've worked for years to accomplish great things and learn amazing skills. But those uniforms that you guys are wearing, they won't last forever. You won't wear them every day or every Monday night from here on out. The medals that you have pinned on your shirts, they're not going to be worn every day of your life. And so while these things are visual representations of what you've earned, my question for us to consider for just a few moments tonight is what defines who you are? And I realize that this sounds like a very deep and in some cases a daunting thing to think about, but in reality it really doesn't have to be. You see, for Scouts, the oath and the law that we repeat every day, those things can help direct us in our everyday lives. The 12 points, such as trustworthy, friendly, reverent, these things are not just words that we repeat and memorize. They can be understood by the youngest of Cub Scouts, and yet they can also be discussed philosophically by college students and adults alike. We don't recite these pillars of scouting as memory tests, but rather to build a picture of who each one of us can be. Imagine for just a moment if every government leader, every teacher, father, mother, and every youth in America were to live up to a duty to God, a duty to others, and a duty to themselves. What if every American actually put others before themselves? If every neighbor that you had respected the beliefs of others, especially for those that are different than their own. In the Bible, in the book of Mark, we read a discussion that Jesus is having with his friends. And he says, on the way to the villages of Caesarea Philippi, he, Jesus, questioned his disciples, and he said to them, who do people say that I am? And so they told him, they said, some people say you're John the Baptist. Well, that wasn't right. Others say Elijah, but others, they say you're just one of the prophets. And so he continued to question them and said, but who do you think that I am? And so Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends and disciples, he answered and said, you are the Christ. And so whether you believe Jesus as a teacher, a historical figure, a prophet, or for some of us the Christ, his question can ring true for each one of us that he asked to his disciples and friends. While there were many in the crowds following Jesus, not everyone agreed on how to interpret this crazy guy shaking up established religious beliefs of the time. And yet he did not change his message or cave to those that disagreed with him. You see, in our lives, we each have people that will question our abilities, our morals, our decisions, and our leadership. Jesus and his friends, they knew what they believed, and they stood fast to those beliefs. And although the disciples, being human, made mistakes, they overcame them through the strength of their own personal conviction. And as an Eagle Scout, you too can do the same. You not only represent yourself, but you now represent a brotherhood of men, both young and old, that have made the same commitment to honor an oath that you are making today. And so, Skylar, James, this is my direct question to you. Who are you? Who are you when you remove that uniform? Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when you are challenged by new friends or colleagues at school and work? For the medals that you wear, the recognition of the character that you've shown, and the work that you've accomplished. But I challenge you to continue to discover and define that character by keeping God first, others second, and yourself third. And this will not be an easy task. In fact, it's going to be demanding and arduous at some times. But I know that you're ready for the challenge, and you will rise up to meet it. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here for me in Skyler. As I look back at Troop 542, I realize how lucky I am to be part of this troop. From filmmaking competitions, to rafting trips, cooking contests, backpacking trips, out cleanup, and can collection. And who could forget, most of all, summer camp. But along with the fun, I have learned that the core values will assist me throughout my life, and I will do a good turn daily in devotion to my duty to God, others, and self, in order to make the world a better place. I have special thank you to my dad, who always accompanied me on my camping trips and road trips, volunteered his time at summer camp, and always encouraged me to do my best. I also thank my mother, who worked behind the scenes to make sure I had enough clean clothes and underwear on all my trips. I am grateful for Mr. Peterman and Mr. Ergot, who got me started in Cub Scouts in the 2nd grade. And to Mr. Borkowski, my Eagle Scout coach, who instilled in me that if you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time. And thank you to Mr. Harris for making my troop quartermaster's duties seem easy. You always made it fun for me loading the truck, even in 100-degree weather and 100% humidity. And a big thank you to all our dedicated leaders who taught me merit badge classes, held me up, pulled out the Scout Way from Long, and made a difference in my life. I'm here today because of the dedicated scouting leaders, the strong support from my family, and the incredible teamwork from my fellow scouts. Finally, a special thanks to Mr. Iver and Mr. Schultz, who devoted countless hours to Troop 542 to what it is today. As we begin my journey as an Eagle Scout, I accept my Scoutmaster's challenge and promise to live to the Skyway from Long. I promise to live up to my duty to God, others, and self, and make a positive impact on those around me. Thank you.
Hello everybody and good evening. I would like to thank you all for coming here. And in my everyday life, I know that it is important as an Eagle Scout to keep up the good name and quality that is expected from Eagle Scouts. As an Eagle Scout, it is my duty to always do my best by living up to the Scout Oath and law every day, while also showing off Scout spirit. In every situation, to the best of my ability, I will keep this in mind and I will act it out, not only for the reputation of the Boy Scouts, but also for the benefit of everyone around me and for myself. I realize and now that, along with my duty to God, following the duties of Eagle Scout can only help me as I continue my walk through life. I have even seen this in action through the various Eagle Scouts and leaders in our own troop, who have always been there to help me while maintaining their Scout spirit and following the Scout Oath and law through every situation. This has made almost every interaction with Boy Scouts a favorable and enjoyable time for me and for the other Scouts around me. And so because of this, I will lead out the promises, the Scout Oath, and the Scout law in my everyday life as an Eagle Scout ship.
Now, I would like to invite Eagle Scout Chris Connor forward to lead us in the Eagle Scout Oath.
I believe in this Boy Scout. Alright, all the Eagle Scouts join me and stand up. All together. I believe in the Boy Scouts of America as a movement that has itself same purpose, character building, citizenship training. I believe to be a movement that helps the Scout become master of the Scout house, helps him get along with others, and helps him find worthy use for his talents. I believe it is my duty to do my best to obey the Scout Oath and law. I hereby renew my commitment to Scouting and promise to do what I can in the service of other Scouts who are still on the trail.
platform for the benediction.
Pray together, Lord. Father, we thank you, we praise you for James and for Skylar, for the families that are represented here, for their friends, for the troop, for the fellow scouts, all the work that was put into this. Lord, we ask that as they go forward from here with a desire, having just expressed their desire to be a positive influence in their community and in their scouts with others around them. Lord, I ask that you would bless them. That you would bless them, that you would keep them, you would make your faces smile down on them, that you would be gracious to them, that you would give them peace, found only in Jesus Christ. In whose name we pray. Amen.
James and Skylar, if you would come and stand over here in front of all these books and awards. As we dismiss this evening, I'd like to first ask all Eagle Scouts to please come up, be the first to shake hands with James and Skylar. And once all the Eagle Scouts have done that, then everyone else can do the same. And on your way out, make a left and follow the hallways around and you'll come to the fellowship hall where there's a nice reception set out for you.